Minnesota Lynx defeat New York Liberty in 2024 WNBA Finals, revenge win. New York Liberty star Breanna Stewart will be sidelined indefinitely due to a bone bruise in her right knee, coach Sandy Brondello confirmed Wednesday. While the specifics of her injury are now known, it's unclear how long she'll be sidelined. Brondello did not have a timeline for Stewart's return, and the Liberty star was not available for the team's matchup with the Minnesota Lynx on Wednesday. Stewart went down in the opening minutes of the Liberty's matchup with the Los Angeles Sparks on Saturday. She awkwardly pulled up and started walking around with the apparent non-contact injury. She made an immediate call to come out of the game and was ruled out at halftime. She hasn't played since. For a long time, the nature of Stewart's injury was unclear. Initial imaging revealed the absence of a significant injury, which was a good sign. But Brondello said Monday that the team didn't actually know what part of Stewart's leg was hurt. While there still isn't a timetable for her return, knowing the nature of the injury is a step in the right direction. Stewart is averaging 18.3 points and 6.5 rebounds this season. The two-time league MVP hadn't missed a game all year before this injury. Lynx win WNBA Finals rematch. Without Stewart available, the Liberty simply couldn't keep up with the Lynx on Wednesday night in Minneapolis. The Lynx held on late to grab a 100-93 win to keep their lead in the league standings and improve to an incredible 15-1 on their home floor. They are now a perfect 5-0 following a loss this season, too. After ending the first quarter all tied up, the Lynx closed the first half on a quick 7-0 burst to take a 9-point lead into the break. Star Napheesa Collier put up 19 points in the first 20 minutes alone, too, after shooting 7 of 10 from the field. Though the Liberty kept it within single digits entering the final period, the Lynx opened the fourth quarter on an 8-3 burst to take control of the game right back. While the Liberty rattled off a huge 11-0 run of their own over a nearly 2-minute span late in the quarter, which cut the game back to just 4 points, Collier sealed the win and responded perfectly. She drove straight to the rim and converted a tough and one layup to end their dry spell and seal the 7-point win. Sabrina Ionescu led the Liberty with 31 points, 12 of which came in the fourth quarter, and 4 rebounds in the loss. Isabel Harrison added 15 points off the bench, and Maureen Johannes finished with 14 points. The Liberty still hold the second-best record in the league behind the Lynx, though they sit at 17-9 on the year and have now lost 3 straight, which is their longest losing skid of the season and their first such losing streak since the 2022 season. Collier finished with 30 points and 10 rebounds to lead the Lynx. It was her 5th 30-point night of the season, which is tied for the most in the league, and her second straight. Kayla McBride added 24 points, and Alana Smith finished with 12 points. They shot 15 of 31 from behind the arc as a group, too. The win pushed the Lynx to 23-5 on the season. While Stewart missed this contest, the two teams will square off in 3 straight games in mid-August. As long as she's able to make it back on the court by then, starting with the first matchup on August 10th, the mini-series between last year's 2 WNBA Finals teams should be incredibly entertaining. Liberty may have taken an L on the scoreboard, but if you watched closely, you saw a team digging deep, showing heart, and inching closer to something dangerous when healthy. We're breaking down post-game insights from Coach Sandy Brondello, Sabrina Ionescu, and Izzy Harrison. Let's get into it. Let's start with Coach Sandy Brondello. Her tone was clear. This team isn't backing down from anything. Despite trailing by as many as 15 points, Sandy praised her squad for battling back late in the game. They cut that double-digit deficit down to just 4 in the fourth quarter. That fight, that refusal to fold even after a rocky start, that's what Coach is hanging her hat on right now. Because even when shots weren't falling, even when they struggled early, they competed. Sandy said it best, this league doesn't wait for anyone. Between injuries, mid-season absences, and constant travel, adversity is baked into the schedule. But this group, they're not making excuses. They're making progress. Isabel Harrison, Izzy to some, Bree to her teammates, was quick to highlight what this team is all about. It's about setting and maintaining a standard. And that standard? Compete, no matter what. You've got Natasha Howard suiting up and going to war while sick. That alone says everything about the accountability in that locker room. No one's mailing it in. Everyone is holding each other to a higher level even if they're not 100%. Izzy herself had a big impact, especially coming off the bench. She knew the team needed a spark, and she brought it. Whether it was running the floor, banging down low in the paint, or simply setting hard screens, Izzy did the little things that don't always show up in the box score, but absolutely shift the momentum. Now, let's talk about Sabrina Ionescu. She's been one of the leaders of this squad, and you can hear the maturity in how she speaks about the game. Sabrina emphasized how deep this team truly is, and how much trust exists across the board, even with lineups constantly rotating. She singled out Izzy for her effort and Marine Johannes for stepping into the starting five and making a real impact. Marine's shot creation, floor spacing, and aggressive drives. It took pressure off Sabrina and opened up new layers to the offense. Sabrina was honest, they're still adjusting to all the moving pieces. But even with the inconsistency, this team is building something. And that chemistry is beginning to show. Sandy circled back to the bigger picture. She said, look, adversity isn't going anywhere, especially in a loaded, congested season like this. But the goal now is to get everyone healthy and start building that full roster chemistry. And she pointed out something very key, Izzy Harrison's growth. She stepped up big time, not just in terms of production, but also in understanding her role and executing it. Sandy made it clear, Izzy's not just a fill-in anymore. She's a piece of the puzzle. Izzy got into some excess and OS too. She talked about how she's recognizing mismatches quicker now, knowing when to seal, when to kick out to the perimeter, and when to take it strong to the rack. She's trying to draw that second defender to free up shooters. But at the same time, she's not shying away from contact, she's embracing it. And let's not forget, Izzy gave a big shout out to the fans. She felt the energy, especially during that late run. She also spoke out on something important, player compensation. She acknowledged how hard everyone's working and reiterated the push for fair pay across the league. Respect. Sabrina made sure to highlight how Marine stepping up into the starting role changed the entire flow. Her ability to pull defenders, create space, and keep the defense honest opened up so many options. It's that kind of spark plug energy that this team needs, especially during these turbulent, injury-hit stretches. She gives Sabrina more freedom to operate and gives opponents another threat to worry about. Marine wasn't just filling in, she was flourishing. Coach Sandy also addressed a question on Jonquil Jones. Getting JJ more involved offensively hasn't been easy, mainly because opponents are loading up their frontcourt defense. They're trying to take her touches away from the jump. Still, Brondello remains confident in JJ's presence, even when she's not scoring big. Her gravity, her screens, her rebounding, they matter. But Sandy did call out one major concern, second chance points. The other team racked up 20 points off offensive rebounds. That's just unacceptable, and the team knows it. Slow starts have plagued this team in a few games recently. But Coach Brondello emphasized they've been addressing it through film sessions, walkthroughs, and team meetings. The expectation was clear. Effort, communication, and accountability must be better. She did, however, give some love to new acquisition Stephanie Tober. Despite barely having a practice under her belt, Stephanie stepped in and did exactly what was asked. That level of professionalism is what Coach wants across the board. The reset meeting and playing Liberty basketball. Sabrina wrapped it all up with what might be the most important piece. Earlier this week, the team held a meeting, a full reset. They talked about the controllables: effort, urgency, ball pressure, defense. Sabrina said that, despite the loss, they regained something more valuable than just a win. They found their identity again. And moving forward, that's non-negotiable. Liberty basketball isn't just a concept, it's a standard. And from here on out, that's what they're chasing. Every night, every game, no matter who's in or out. So yeah, it wasn't a perfect game. But there's progress. There's growth. There's accountability. You can feel that this team is starting to click, even with bodies missing and rotations shifting. The pieces are there. The fight is there. And if they keep moving like this, once they're fully healthy, watch out. Let me know what y'all think down below. Is this Liberty squad about to turn the corner? Who impressed you the most? And what do you want to see in the next one? Smash that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown, and don't forget to subscribe for more post-game coverage, updates, and behind-the-scenes stories.
Sandy, for the team to be able to trim it from 15 to 4 late in the fourth over like a 2-minute span. What does that say about this team?
We're always in it. I think we showed that. That was one positive thing about Dallas, wasn't it, in that fourth quarter when we got back in the game, and we never gave up. So look, while we lost, it was a good performance after a terrible game that we had to come out there. And yes, we got down, but we stayed in the game, and we started making shots. They were making shots too. Offensive rebounds. We could just offensive rebound. We're right there.
Sabrina, you were, as the clock ran down, and it looked like you were clapping kind of towards the cloud. Saying yes or something along those lines. I guess just what was your reaction to the way that you guys got stuck around today?
I mean, if there's ever a good loss, like this was one of those losses that you can live with. Like, we came out, we competed for 40 minutes. Everyone played as hard as they could. I'd say, Natasha was sick and played through it. Like, just really proud of the way that we were able to fight back. And, that's the standard. That's the standard we have to come out with every night. But with a million reasons why we could have come in here and gone through the motions and made excuses for ourselves, we didn't. And I'm proud of each and every player that was out there tonight playing as hard as they could, doing whatever they could to get back to playing Liberty basketball, and we did that tonight. We got back to playing Liberty basketball, and now we're going to have to do that every single night. Yeah, this is the first game I think we've started like this, so it's almost like every night we've been playing with different matchups, different people coming in and out, and to be able to see the chemistry that we continue to build night in and night out with different players stepping up. Tonight it was Izzy, like her ability to come in off the bench and impact the game. Marine comes in and is super aggressive, and it's like every single night there's a different player that steps up that we believe in and we continue to pour into to do their job and, help us with what our ultimate goal is. And so just proud of the group. Like, we're continuing to build chemistry with a lot of new pieces that are coming in and out, and that's not easy to do in the middle of a season.
Cindy, I don't want the adversity of losing all these players due to the injury, but with the goal of winning another championship, what does it say about this team you guys were?
Yeah, every team experiences adversity during a season like this with how compact it is. We've just experienced a lot. Last year we had some injuries, but I suppose none to our big three. And we, other players, like I remember KT stepping up during that time, Leo, and but it just shows to the depth that we have. And, players like Izzy just keeps getting better and better. And when she gets out there, you know what you're going to expect. I think Marine threw her in the starting lineup today. I thought she was really solid there. And we've had so many different lineups, but, we trust everyone and just continue to play, like Sabrina said, just in the Liberty way. And all this adversity we go through now will help us as we move forward. Now it's about just getting healthy. Can we get healthy? And then we have the task of finding the chemistry with the full group. But that's something, obviously, we all welcome.
I have two questions, but stop this. What was going well for you tonight, and how were you able to kind of battle inside of it?
Yeah, I just think taking a quick look when I did roll, because I was mismatched a lot of the times. And even when I was pulled out, I saw JJ down low. So I think once they had to start guarding that paint, the outside started to open up a lot. Even pushing it in transition, doing our drags, which is really good for us so we can get downhill. I just think the pace that Sab and Tosh started off with the game just really got us going. It just made us very aggressive. But I always play aggressive. And I know when I get around the rim, just take my time and finish. So that's something I want to do tonight.
And then this was a nationally televised game. I don't know if you saw it because I know you were blind stuff during the game, but there were a lot of fans that had pay the players signs. I'm just curious, if you saw that and just reaction for them showing their solidarity.
Yeah, they know what it is. They love these players of the league, and they know how much hard work that we put into our jobs day in, day out. So they want us to be, compensated for it. And us as players, we're going to continue to fight to get, our fair share of the pie. And that's a conversation that lasts even after All-Star. So I'm glad that we're continually having that message for us throughout the whole year. So, the league and front office and just Kathy, they know what they're going to do.
We'll turn it over to Zoom. Miles? Hey, Sabrina. I wanted to ask about Marine's performance tonight because she slots into the starting lineup and has her most points in over a month. As a shot creator for this team, how much pressure does it take off of you to have somebody out there who can generate her own looks, especially late in the shot clock?
Yeah, it's huge. Obviously, to be able to continue to find her in rhythm and just know that she's a threat every time she's out there. Defenses know that. She continues to spread the defense with her shot-making ability, but also her ability to get downhill and create, drive and kick, continue to just attack and put pressure on defenses. And was really proud of the way, she was able to play tonight and that confidence she had in herself. Obviously, she hadn't started a game with us 5 before, and to be able to see just kind of how seamless she was able to come in and just do what Marine does. And that's, what we want her to do every night. And it's going to just continue to build for her.
We'll go to Jackie.
Yes, good evening. Sandy, for you, I'm curious why you thought it was hard for the group to get JJ looks and why you think she maybe struggled a bit in this one.
Yeah, look, obviously they three-quarter front as one of the best teams that actually do that. They really bring a strong, baseline rotation there, and it was just getting her touches there. And but yeah, that's not we're going to worry about that. JJ will be fine. She's still a gravitational pull of her being out there creating for everybody else with her screening as well. And but yeah. She'll be fine. She's got, 7. We can get her some more looks. I thought Izzy, maybe we could have probably stretched her out, and Izzy did so well playing them together. We haven't had many experiences, both of them playing together. So I think these minutes are really great for us to see what it looks like.
And to follow up for you also, Sandy, as everyone has discussed, it seems like with who you all have out there, you can function offensively. You've put up over 90 points. I guess I'm just curious what you think it's going to take for the defense to get better in these next few weeks when you are still without, presumably, Stewie, Niara, and KB.
Yeah, look, we just got to keep working on it. We know the impact that all of those players have on our defense. I think the biggest thing tonight, I think we were better in our pick and rolls, and we weren't getting beat on those short rolls as much in the second half, so we took away some switching. They made some big shots. It was more of the offensive rebounding. It's probably where if we could have just got some offensive rebound, they got going by, they had 15 threes. When you have 20 points off offensive rebounds, it's a long night. So it was really, you missed those for the rebounding. I thought our defense got better, but 2 elite teams going at each other. It's something, there's some good things we need to work on, other things that, I thought we were happy with, but still 100 points is a lot. And we just got to keep staying connected.
Thank you.
TP?
Hey, I just have 2 quick ones. Sandy, first for you. I guess from all the talk we've had a few days ago about slow starts in first quarter, sluggish starts, it was a bit tighter today. I guess, did you kind of expect that based on the things you guys have addressed the past few days?
Sorry, us having a better start for this game?
Yeah, did you expect
having
a better
Yeah,
start?
100%. Look, obviously when you face adversity, there's either what are we going to do? We're going to stay in that, or we're going to find a way to get out of it. And these players, they enjoy being around each other. I think they can hold themselves accountable knowing that we didn't have the effort. So without effort in this game, this league is too good. This is the best players in the world. Staying connected, whereas, communication, holding each other to high standards. Once we got back to that, it's just got to dig a little bit deeper. Everyone is tired. Everyone is fatigued, but that's no excuse. You got to keep fighting. We focus on make them take the first time out. Obviously, they had to because they couldn't inbound it, but that was we got that goal done.
And then for the players, Stephanie Tolbert has been claimed off waivers, so Liberty's pretty much been thrown into the fire with little practice time. Just what have you seen from her in a short amount of time here with you all?
She's been amazing, an amazing teammate, and an amazing addition to just our team. Like her willingness to come in, learn, do her job, play as hard as she can. Obviously, she knows the system, but it's still different. Like there's different players, and I'd say her ability to come in and do what she's done with, I don't even think a practice, like maybe one. Is really impressive. I think it speaks a lot about her versatility and obviously why she's been in this league for a long time, and we're just lucky to be able to have her.
Thank you.
We'll take one more from Jeff. Thank you. Hello, all. Good evening. Sorry it didn't go your way tonight. My question will be for Sabrina. You mentioned, you got to play quote Liberty basketball again. So I'd like to know how you got back to playing Liberty basketball again. And I understand it's a small sample size, but how did the goals and aims of Monday's post-game meeting manifest on the floor tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say we probably accomplished most of what our goals were because a lot of them were controllables. It's the understanding we have to come out with urgency. The season just kind of flies by, and you can't continue to wait for the next game and the next game to figure it out. And so I'd say the way we came in, we were locked in, and obviously it didn't go our way, but the things that we wanted to control, which is just like our ball pressure, continuing to focus on the defensive end, things that we know we're capable of doing, and those things can't waver game to game. And so I'd say obviously tonight was a night we got back to playing the way we wanted to play, but that's going to have to be from here on out. That's not a negotiable thing anymore for our group, especially with where we're at in the season right now. That's just the bare minimum that we need to continue to hold ourselves to that standard, and we will.